Yo, dude, what's up? I hear that
Is it
pipe.
recording on your side?
We got sound. I am recording.
Away. Yo, welcome and thanks first of all for taking time out of your evening and for allowing me to be opportunistic to turn this technical discussion into a
Hey,
podcast. You
man,
understand?
it's all good.
When you have how can you say, when you see the opportunity for content, you must take
Grab it.
advantage of that.
Yeah,
Because we were supposed to do this last week, but we both, I would say, busy people, and you definitely busy, hard guy to get a hold of with all the things going on in your life. So
of
yeah, I
course.
think it's best we just take advantage of the opportunity and get this podcast going, man.
Yeah,
Anyway,
thank you
how's
for
you?
for having me. Yeah.
Oh,
So you were asking?
listen, don't feel obligated to hold back or anything on anything you want to say. If it's something you're uncomfortable, we can always cut it out afterwards. You understand?
All good. Keeping it
But
real.
yeah, how how was your week? Are you busy or?
Yeah, it's like I think I must give an intro first. Like people don't know what I do, so basically,
Let's stop there.
yeah,
Let me
just stop.
start again.
Just stop
Sorry,
there.
I was bad because I had this thing playing out in my head like how I'm gonna open up to, but now all of
Yeah,
a sudden I see this video for the first time. Now I'm nervous and all this. but but yeah, I've never been publicly seen with my hair and everything, so I'm trying to still get used to my face. You
It's
understand?
good, man. I think
But
mine's also going like I
but
got
you've been having long hair for a
yeah,
while.
I'm just rocking it.
Yeah. So yeah, first what I wanted to do is, before we start anything, I wanted to congratulate you publicly for the first time on your engagement.
Wow. Yo.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
I
man.
know. Well, what I find weird about it is that with COVID happening and everything, a lot of people postpone their wedding. Yours
Yeah.
was outside of this lockdown situation, and when COVID happened, you're like, guys, guess what? It's happening now. What made you what made you wanna rush this whole thing? Not a rush,
Yo.
but what made you wanna? Do you just want to get it over with, or what's the deal?
No, I think it's a variety of factors, eh? And I think obviously like it's not just like my decision alone.
Yeah.
But we actually had it for like November since last year or something. Way before this lockdown and stuff happened. Um, but then it's just like, for a variety of factors. Basically, there's two sisters, so the sisters had it like a week apart, and then the one sister
Okay.
was like, okay, no, I'm not comfortable with that. Let
You
me
mean
like
your
get
your
some.
fiance's sister?
Yes, that's
So your wedding and your sister-in-law's wedding to be was
yeah.
planned like a week apart.
It was like a week after ours, so we were like, let's like
Competition.
get some like buffer there first, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then like I think because they were just like full steam ahead, so they had like everything booked already and whatever.
Yeah.
Like they had the venue booked before they got engaged, like stuff like that. And then
It sounds like a arranged marriage, bro.
it was like hectic. But
Yeah.
so we were still a bit like flexible at the time, and then we were just like talking and we said like, okay, no, like let's actually like have some space and have our own like, you want like your own sort of like event, like have some sort of a buffer there and just enjoy it first, and then we can come back and enjoy that as well. Yeah.
Where it's almost like if you're gonna have two weddings so close to each other, it's almost like if two celebrations so close to each other, you can't appreciate one really. You must first have it, a week to discuss. Oh,
Yeah.
everything was lekker, and it's like
Exactly.
it's like
And then
having it's like
yeah.
having a birthday before Christmas.
And it's like, yeah, it's just awkward. Like, people only give you one present. It's like,
I
yeah,
mean, they're like, okay, your birthday's before Christmas, so I'm gonna give you a present on Christmas. One gift, cut it out.
that's the
I
thing. Yeah,
mean,
people think it's chill. Like, I gave you a present now last week, so it's like, yeah. But no,
and then there was
both.
like the venue issue was also changed, so that also was an opportunity to move it forward.
Oh right, yeah. So we actually our venue. Don't want to like mention the name and stuff, but because of COVID and stuff, they actually it got turned into like a quarantine hotel, and like obviously now we like have to have a wedding there, so it was a bit awkward. But they were like nice enough to give us like a full refund, and then we basically just started again. So yeah, everything was good. We revisited like few of our first vendors we had a look at, and they were also like quite happy. We got like nice discounts, and because of this pandemic, so yeah, getting there.
Listen, I ask this to every person that I know that's getting married, and I haven't asked you yet, but like, what when you have a big like a big moment that's about to happen, like jumping into a pool. No? You see a pool, they see it's cold, it's cold, it's deep. About to jump in. Now you're going like, okay, you say, okay, I'm gonna do this. Let's go. Let's go. And then the moment before you jump in, something goes through your mind and it goes like, okay, I'm gonna do this. What goes through your mind the moment before you propose? Like what thought goes through your mind? Like, I really want to know. I've never been engaged. The best answer I got was fuck it. Why I say I thought fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. It's quite like, I don't know, actually you just go like, I must do this. I don't know, you like, it's almost like a moth to a flame. You must like, I must do it. You don't know why.
Listen, you can't come back afterwards and say I was hypnotized and all this.
Of course, yeah, no, it was completely like my decision.
How did you propose, by the way?
Because I don't. It was very chilled.
Don't take offense to this now. I don't know you as the romantic type.
Yeah, so of course I'm not like.
I want to know. How this went down. Probably I want to let me.
You know me, like you've been there.
How did it happen? How did it happen?
It was like super chill. Like it was the weirdest thing ever. Not weird, but like it's just like I'm gonna do it. Yeah, like it was like a Saturday morning, super chilled. She had like a.
Give the setting. Where is this happening? Like?
I think before I give the setting, I must give context first, like how exactly, where we went and whatever. And yeah, so just for context now, she just recently like graduated, right? Then, so like just freshly graduated, like looking for like some gigs on the side to like some jobs thing, and then we saw like a modeling agency. Like obviously like I've been like taking like photos and stuff, and she's not really one to like pose for a camera and whatever, but I think just like as I've sort of just like gotten used to that, like having a picture taken, she kind of like enjoyed it, and I think it was something that she just wanted to explore, like maybe just like a small shoot or something for some extra cash on the side to help us out. So there was basically this one Saturday morning where I had to take her like into an agency to like get like some shoots done to get her like into the system. And yeah, we went into this place, Belleville, right? So we're there Saturday morning, super chilled, we're doing the shoot, whatever. And it's like really like a nice setting, like I don't know if you know like Tiger Waterfront. It's like this quarry with the canoe there and stuff. There's a waterfall. Yeah. But yeah, but it wasn't there. Like this is, I had this like thick green jacket on, and this was like November morning, right? So it's summer almost. I had like a thick green bomber jacket on, like to like hide the ring now, like in my pocket. So like, yo,
not suspicious at all, bro.
No, like, so I'm just like chilling there. Okay, cool. I'm waiting for him, whatever. And I'm just like, waiting for the time to go by. And I'm looking at the place. I'm like, yo, this is a cool place. But like, that wasn't the place. It was just like we haven't been there. It would have been like weird, man. Like, it's the first time we were at this place.
You had the gun loaded in your pocket, right? Just waiting for the right time to shoot, you know?
Exactly. So I'm like checking the place out. I'm walking up and down. Like, this is a nice corner here. But anyway, I was like, nah. And then, so we finished up there. And then I was like, so, okay, this was the 3rd of November. This is South Africa's World Cup final morning, right? This is, this is that
big day.
That day. So I'm like, let's get a bite to eat, because this is like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, we're going to Table View. Noodles. It's like, we're going to Table View now. Confused, like, we're in Belleville. Okay, that's the Table View. So we get to Doodles. Yo, the coolest place I've ever seen. Like, we were standing there, like, at the door, like, we're like, there's no tables.
I can imagine.
And this is like something past 10. Not even, it's like, like, yo.
It's World Cup, brother, man. You want to get...
The game started like at 11 or something. We got there just after 10. Full, like, no table, nothing. We're standing at the door, like, so I'm just like, oh, this is not gonna work. Like, it's like World Cup final. People sitting there, no food on the table, just like chilling. Like, hey, how's it? How's it, bud? Okay, so anyway, so the thing is, like, because I live there, like, basically on the beachfront and stuff, we had quite a few like memories there, and I was like, so I found this place, just like being there, and then like the plan just going, like, I had to think of like a backup thing, and I thought of like this place down the road, close to the rock pool and stuff. Yeah?
It sounds like you're plotting a murder, bro.
That's the thing, it's the weirdest thing ever, because you can't tell her like what's happening or whatever. But basically we got to Onsaisi, like another place on the beachfront there.
Boulevard there,
so like we sat down before the game started. I got a nice like view of the TV screen and whatever, like saw the kickoff, whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, I was like, eat fast now, because I still had like arrangements to come down to Mitchell's Plain, because it was the church's bazaar, and everyone was like, okay, like, we're gonna watch it there on the projector, and then I was hoping to like catch
my mommy was there. My mom was at the church.
Yes, I saw her there. I actually like saw her there. So that whole thing, like, I still had plans to like get down to
Yeah,
Mitchell's Plain again after this.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we ate our poached eggs on toast and got it done. And the weather was like quite chilly actually. Like we left there like I think it was before halftime. We actually got done and I was like, okay, we're going home now. Yeah, so we got to the car there, and then I was like, okay, let me just show you something quickly. But like, meanwhile, she's like down in the car already, like in the passenger seat, seatbelt on, door is closed. I'm like, let me just show you something quickly. Let's take a walk there. Like, no, like it's cold. I'm like, yo, what must I do now? Like, cause I basically drove all the way here. Really, like, we had something to eat. Like.
She don't know what went into this plot.
Yeah, like I was like arranging this since like way before. But yeah, like I was just like easy, chilled. And then I don't know, like she just decided like, okay, let me get out. I'm gonna take a walk there on the boardwalk down to the rocks and stuff. And there was like a bench there, and. Yeah, then it just happened there. And it's like, wow. But it was like super chilled. It was like, she was like, what you'd never ask and stuff.
That's romantic in the sense that it's unexpected, man. It's like probably she's thinking it's just a regular day. Like I'm just about to walk down. In the meantime, you had this fully loaded ring in your pocket, but get the thing on.
Yeah. And then the nice thing about that is that, like, after that whole thing happened and she said yes and whatever, then we came, like, straight through to catch the World Cup final. It was, like, amazing. Everyone was like,
and they won also.
Yeah, like, we won. Like,
it was epic.
It was, like, the
time couldn't have been better.
People driving
Everyone's
in the
winning.
street.
Like, you...
People driving in the street with, like, flags over their windscreen, like they can't even see. It was like insane, but it was cool also because I think both of us, we never wanted like a huge thing with like 100 people, flash mob, or like the whole
I can understand that, bro.
Yeah, so it was just like very
I can
chilled.
understand it. That's why I asked you, because I know you like, I wouldn't say not romantic, but you don't like that attention like that.
The whole
understand?
Tension vibe.
Like if I had to, like if I had to picture you getting like proposing, I think you're sleeping, right? She's sleeping next to you.
What?
Listen. And then you slip the ring on in a sleep, actually, like this, right? In a sleep, and when she wakes up, like in the morning, it's like, what's this?
You're like. Oh yeah, that.
You, by the way, before, you're mine now. Oh
my gosh, that impersonation. That was just like, what was that, drunk or something?
Imagine that, and you actually were drunk the night before, and like you wake up with a ring on your finger, and like, wow. And then you have to play it like, oh shit, I don't know. What happened last night?
That will be awkward.
Check your phone.
go back in history, to your history there. What happened? Like, phone a friend. Like, hey man, like, I'll be out there. What happened? Yo.
Oh yeah. Listen, so this is the longest introduction ever, but let's get.
Yeah, sorry for that.
Let's get to you. For those who don't know, or listening for the first time, this is my friend Dillon. And I don't know how to put this, man. You are easily, and I say this like not because you're my friend, easily, like hands down, one of the most like top number one, maybe two, I don't know. Creative people that I know. Creative, and not just in terms of being an artist, but also like just with computers, music, like You are my computer guy. If you don't know that, but now I come to you for computer advice.
Where's
And
the start button?
usually,
Jokes.
hey, I'm not that bad, bro. I'm not that bad.
No, but thanks, man.
Usually people who are your IT person is involved in IT. That's what they do for a living. But that's not what you do for a living. You understand? So for you to be my IT guy says a lot. Do you understand?
Short, man. Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy, man. But just to clarify, if you can just explain to people, because I wanted to introduce you in terms of what you do, but it's so hard to explain because saying you're an artist is a bit vague. Saying you're a digital artist might be even worse. Can you just explain to people what it is exactly that you do as an artist, as a digital artist?
Sure, yeah.
Or maybe even if that's even the right thing to call yourself a digital artist.
No, actually, yeah, that's the thing. I actually prefer that term. It's like, it's tricky, man. Like, I don't even know what to call myself for. Because it's just like it's so broad. It's such a broad industry. Like one day I can be making pop and cheese, and then the next day I'm doing like live action drama film, and
I see.
Yeah, so it involves a lot, but I basically work in a virtual world in 3D. I'm sure many of you have seen like Pixar animated films or Disney. But on the flip side, we also get like visual effects where basically things happen on a green screen and we replace that and create like a whole new world behind the actor or everything like that. That is like the simplest way to break it down, but of course there's it's multiverse. Also like draw digitally. So this is actually like one of the pens I got, like a Wacom pen. Don't know if you can see, but you can basically just like draw straight into the computer, and it's like a pencil.
How much did a pencil cost?
I think this is like the cheapest one. This is like 2,000 rand, and just the
That's
pen.
The cheapest one.
This is just the pen. The actual tablet thing is like, I think they go for 7 or 11, depending on what one you get.
Jesus.
There's like ones that's like
I know
proper screen, computer built in. That's like 40k. That's just one of our tools. So it is a bit expensive.
I know because I know when it comes to like that type of stuff, you don't budget at all. You go all out. It's like when I visit you and you're like, "Yo, brother, you must get you a new CPU box. It's only 7,000." Fuck. I can do a lot with 7,000. You know, but I know you don't budget on stuff like that. That's why I asked. But I mean, it is what you do, and it's kind of weird, man, because it's odd having a friend that I can I won't say brag about. I'm like, yo,
wow.
See that
my friend.
I don't do this often, but what is that Avengers movie? You worked on it, and you were a digital artist on there.
Yeah,
that's probably one of the highlights of your career, bro.
That was like very weird. That was my debut. It's like,
how did that even happen? How does Avengers come to you and go, listen, I need you to? I mean, I'm assuming I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot when it comes to this, but I'm assuming I'm just picturing you getting a call from what's the Fury?
Hey,
Fury
Tony Stark here. Like, hey, what's up?
We're about to wrap up this shoot in South Africa, and I need you on board. Do you mind?
Just like quick connections. Nah, that's totally not how it happened. I think it was just like pure luck. Like, I didn't even know about it until after I got like the job and like in there. But like that
What do
was
you
like,
mean? You only found out after you got the job? You found out that you're working on the project after you got the job?
yeah.
How does that?
So basically, that was my very first movie that I worked on. But I applied to a studio in Cape Town, like
Okay.
an animation studio, and I got accepted as an intern at the studio, and then they just so happened to work on Avengers, and then that was the project that was in the studio, and I basically worked on it, and we got credited, and yeah. So that was like pure luck. Like I just did a very small part on there, but that was the company I stayed at for like 2 years. So that's how that happened. Yeah, it was like Marvel, Disney came to the studio, and that was what we were working on at the time. And yeah,
a lot of people don't understand. They watch these animated movies or movies of CG and special effects and stuff, but they don't realize that actually. And I only actually found this out when I went with you to that design convention in Cape Town that they had in 2016, 17, I think. The Indaba. I think it was in Indaba, and then they had. It was at the City Hall.
Oh, okay, yes. That was the animation, the Cape Town International Animation Festival. I remember now.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That was.
I don't know what I'm doing there.
That was 2014. Design Capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I heard about them through some engineering stuff, and then I went with you there. But that's the first time I actually found out that. It's the first time I found out that when you have these movies and stuff, people don't. I didn't know that there's like 20 other companies doing the same thing. Like, if you can just like explain that how, like, because you explained it before, like that there's different, say, departments that specialize in different. Say, one specializes in lighting, one specializes in textures, and then someone puts it together at the end.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course.
How does that work?
We call it the pipeline.
You can just
yeah. So basically, there's different like milestones, different points of completion that this movie takes shape. But at the same time, like it's a lot of work. A lot of work goes into a movie. Like
I can imagine.
I don't think like 10 people can do it, or not even 100 people. There's like, like over the course of like 6 months or however. Some movies, the bigger the budget, they have more people, they take longer. But it's like, it's huge. Like it's all over the world. We work like remotely, and that's something that I'm actually like getting to grips with now. It's just like how small the world is because of the internet. We actually like, I'm working like from here, like in my lounge, like, and like on my computer, and just like working with like freelancers from Brazil, Mexico, like every morning jumping onto a video conference. And then there's like studios with like 50 people on the job, and you just during lockdown it was like insane that we actually none of us met each other physically, but we were able to like complete a whole like 3-minute animated sequence, and that was like just like it was the first time I actually worked that way, but we pulled it off, which was like really cool. Lots of learning experiences, but I think like that's also like a positive, as it gears us into like a whole different way of like working, and there were things that I learned that I knew it was there, but like I've never worked that way before, and it was just like interesting to see like how things actually can work that way, which was like really cool. But with regards to
no, I was just saying, like, it's amazing because a lot of people suffered during this pandemic, and
Yeah.
guys, you listen, and I'm saying this as a friend. I'm just saying this like this is just general, so don't take this the wrong way. When you can get back to answering the question, but
Yeah.
when people, what I'm saying is it's amazing is because a lot of people expect people to follow a certain path in life. You go to school, you go to university, you graduate, you become whatever your degree allows you to become, and then if you
Mm.
feel like venturing off and starting your own business, you do that later. Well, the artists, and like with you, it worked a lot different because we both were at the university. You basically left university to start a job, but in the arts industry, it's not necessarily about your qualifications, but about your portfolio and the stuff that you've worked on. And you can say, yeah, this is what I have, this is what I've worked on, this is what I'm capable of in terms of
Yeah.
skill that maybe someone who graduated doesn't have. And people have this view about humanities and arts that because it's such a competitive field that and it's not straightforward in that okay if I'm graduate I'm guaranteed there's a lot you need to do, it's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
opportunities, a lot about who you know that's going to get you there. So there's a stigma attached to that type of, especially when you venture off into it, that you might not be successful, you might not be able to find a job. And here in the pandemic most of the people lost a job, and you guys probably were able to get a lot more done or be able be more prepared, like technically prepared to adapt to this type of situation because you're used to working in a remote environment.
Yeah. That is
Does it make
actually.
sense?
Yeah, I get you. Um, yeah, it's actually, well, obviously, like, unfortunately, like, there were a lot of artists who suffered, like, in a traditional sense. I'm speaking, like, obviously, musicians couldn't have, like, concerts, performing artists, fine
Sorry, I'm just
artists. Sure, yeah. So obviously, like, we did take a bit of a hit. I think the film industry also took a bit of a slump. Um, but what we were able to do, and luckily, like, people still needed adverts rolling on TV, so that's what
yeah.
kept us going. Luckily, like, we were able to secure some of those work in there, and yeah, just it's media. So I think at the peak of this pandemic as well, obviously, like, people need the news, they need sort of graphics displayed to get, like, messages across. So in that sense, like, there was an overflow of work. Like, people needed to get educated on the pandemic. There were lots of infographics going out, just in terms of, like, education, getting posters designed so that people understand what's happening. Um, and there was actually, like, not enough people to actually, like, do these things. Um, so in that way, there was actually, like, quite a bit to do. Um, the job I was on actually also just it was like something medical that I thought was, like, just really cool to be part of, as we obviously, like,
Mhm.
not saving lives as being an artist, but we can just impact the world at the same time. So I thought that was, like, very cool because it was just like something that's not, like, totally just absurd, but it was actually, like, something with a message that I got to be part of, and
Yeah.
something educational, like educating people about, like, their health and what to do. So yeah, so
But
I
that's
actually
like
just,
it's like an indirect, like you say, like you might not think you're saving lives directly, but you may have contributed to a lot of lives being saved by just being involved in something that spreads awareness. I
of
think
course,
that's like
yeah, of
something indirect that people may overlook.
course, yeah. So, but I think, yeah, like, I think everyone who God gave like 2 hands to use, and they're using it for good. Like that's like something like you don't know that you probably like doing something like something to help the world, but everything sort of interlinks. And yeah, like I mean, like you're a civil engineer, so like the world
Listen, don't talk about me like that.
Can't move on without you. Yeah, we need good.
Listen, I'm listening. I'm listening to you now, no? And it reminds me of something. You know, I talk to myself a lot, and I think I kind of briefly explained to you before.
Oh yeah,
and
you told
I
me
spoke
this.
about it on the podcast before. I
Because
talk
you
to
live
myself a
alone.
lot, but how I do it, but how I talk to myself is I'm an expert at this now. I'm a veteran. I've been talking to myself for years, son.
You've
I
mastered
have 5
your
years
art.
experience. Yeah. So what I like to do is to make it challenging, right? I set up like a situation, and then I put myself in that situation, and then I will talk out loud it as if I was playing out that situation. That happens a lot when I'm trying to be creative. When I had a bad day, I put myself in a situation that happened. Maybe, like, I don't know, sometimes it happens where someone says something to you and you don't have that comeback off the cuff. You're just like,
wow. You're that good.
The whole day, I will be sitting at home going, saying what I should have said in that situation. You understand? And my comeback's on fire. So usually what happens is people like to think, Gareth, you slick with the mouth, you cold, and you always like witty with the comebacks. No, I've been thinking about this the whole time. I said this 1,000 times. There's nothing you can say to me that I haven't heard for me to go, oh,
that
boom.
is another level.
So,
I can't even, I don't know.
so now basically the situation was I was having a podcast with JC, right? And I was interviewing him and we were talking, having a good time, and I explained to JC, like, in my mind, not in my mind, but out loud, like, I appreciate you because you are a hardworking, talented person, and I appreciate JC for the same reason. But you both, what's unique is that you guys are both so fucking humble, man. Like, you can even hear now in the way that you're explaining, like, your contribution, like it's nothing. And you get carried away with it because you explain things to me sometimes that's so complicated, and you keep saying, yeah, well, basically, and it's not basic at all, bro. Like, it's not. Even just putting this together is not. But you're so humble. But now what I'm saying is, like, my question to you then is, like as an artist, like, I know you to be someone who, like, when I say love for this, you love for this. This is like if someone was looking for, like, if your wife to be reported you missing, and she didn't find you in front of the computer, she should report you missing. Tell her that, like tell her, because that's where you find you. Any time of the day, any time of the night, working on something, working on a skill, and that's got nothing to do with anything. Like, it's just, now I'm just trying out this new thing that I'm trying to become good at, that has no value now, but maybe it's a skill that I might have in the future, which is something a lot of people don't have the patience to do when they're not dedicated to what they do. And you do that. Like, there was a lot of times where you would just, like, we want to go out, and you're like, nah, I'm just, what you up to? I need to finish this thing. I'm like, is it work? No. Is it, like, what is it? Like, nah, I'm just just trying to, I'm trying to do this thing. Let me take this off. Like, I'm trying to do this, figure this thing out. And so that dedication that it takes to your craft and that passion you show towards it, you develop a certain level of skill and you become so good at something. And my question to you is, like, at what point, because you remember, you're a digital artist, but you're really good. People don't understand it. Like, you're better than the average person that goes on Steve Harvey show and say they are digital artists. You're like legit. Like, you understand shit. You understand color, lighting, all that. And you might have acquired a lot of skill that other people might not. But you know that. But you don't, like, brag about it or anything. Just when you ask, you're like, yeah, read the whole Photoshop book, I can tell you exactly what everything means. And it's like, at what? I'm not getting around to the question, but my question is like,
right.
I'm telling JC in my head, right? In this hypothetical, I'm telling JC, God forbid I become as talented as you are at something, or JC is at something, because I won't be able to be that humble. I know for a fact. Like, maybe I won't.
No, come on.
Like, how can I keep it in? Like, I'll be like, you have superpowers, you want to test that shit out, bro.
No,
like,
this is the thing,
if I'm
man.
good as you are, as good as something, I wouldn't be able to control myself. So maybe that's my way of being lazy. You know, it's like, nah, I don't want to become that good.
Sure.
Because you might not like it. But like,
how do you? Yeah.
Wait, man. My question is like,
what's
how
your
do
question?
you? My question is, how do you? I won't say how do you not, or you maintain being humble, but like, at what point do you realize you're better than most people, and how do you just like, what keeps you grounded? Is it because, I don't know, maybe you can explain it better. Is it because you're on this level now, you're meeting other people that's better and it humbles you? Like, there must be something that humbles you. It's the same with me when I play rugby. When I become better, I meet other players who are better, younger, stronger, faster. And then I'm like, okay, I've been humble.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's a shitty question, but like, there must be a point, man, where especially like, the question is more like there must be a point where you're like, yo, I'm legit. Like, you know, like I've got credits, bitch. You know?
Yeah. Yo, but I wish I'm gonna draw you a picture quickly. No, I'm just joking. But I think I can illustrate that. There's actually like there is a term for it. I can't get to it. I don't know if anyone can help me out. But basically, here's the thing. Like, if you start something like now today, so you like just acquired like a new skill like today, and you think like, wow, like I'm getting this, like I understand this now, like you're actually like impressing yourself, and you're like, yeah, like this is not too bad, like you're getting to know the basics, but you're thinking like yeah, like cool. So what happens in that case is like, this is like your confidence. If I can draw like a bar graph, your confidence level there, like as a noob, it goes here, like boom, like wow, like I'm legit.
Make it a line graph, so it goes like
it's exponential. You know, like the COVID stats, it was like it went like you're there now.
Sorry.
And
probably sounded audible.
Nah, it's chilled. But the thing is, like, once you hear, right, you're obviously gonna get to know a bit more. So you're gonna get to know that, like, oh, there's this other book that I didn't read, and then you're like, wow, like other people wrote this book, so they must know more than me, and like your confidence now starts going slowly, like this way down, like slowly, like just like down again. And then you're always just like, okay, I actually didn't know about that. Let me like read that other book, or like speak to that other guy. And then you attend like some seminar, and then there's like a whole panel that's like speaking things that you didn't even like know about, and you're trying this new thing that they're doing, and like it's not working. And then like basically you go into this like slope, like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not there yet. I don't know what I'm doing. But then with enough practice, obviously, like you get there, but then it's a much like slower process. It just like gradually increases, like, okay, I'm building confidence, but still like there's so much more to know. And then that's always like the beauty of being in like arts. Like there's always more to know. There's always like new tools being created. So like with all the knowledge and everything that existed like 10 years ago, say I knew everything 10 years ago, like today, like it's not the same thing. So it's always like evolving, like you almost have to like retrain in a way. Things are changing, adapting. So you always like, every morning you're waking up, like there's a new like tool that gets created and it's faster than the next one, it's better. And you got to like relearn and adapt. So there's this thing like, I'm always learning, so I can never be like, I know that thing from 10 years ago because like it's irrelevant now. So like I can never be like, like I'm like Koi now. So that's like the cool thing, because I just want to say like it's never like, okay, I've landed here, this is what it is, I'm like here now. So I'm always like chasing myself, like, oh my gosh, there's this new thing. I gotta be there, and it's always like 2 steps ahead of me. So
So like, how is that why maybe most artists, they always like, when they look back at the past work, and it's the same for most people that create stuff, they look back at the past work and they're like, I can probably do better now.
Of course.
Like when you post something, when you're at the exhibition, if you had to look back at your art exhibitions from varsity.
Yeah. I wouldn't even hang those up. I'd be like, what was I doing? I mean, like, those things were like for marks. They weren't even like my stuff. It was like to impress the lecturer.
And when they are moderating your work, it's like you just trying to, like, whatever they feel is good is good. It's subjective, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's very subjective.
I think it can be a bit more dynamic, and then you don't know what dynamic means, but you put some dynamic in there.
They actually tell you that.
Yeah, that's like a term that's like, it's always got to be more dynamic, guys.
For a drawing is stationary. Like how? Like
dynamic, dude. Dynamic.
That's right. This shit is rigged, bro. But you said it nicely. You said it nicely in an earlier discussion that being an artist is like it's an honest career. I don't know if you can just explain it again, like what you meant by an artist being like an honest craft.
Sure. Okay. We're running out of time. Let me just restart this quickly. Just like that question again. Okay. Starting now. Okay, we good to go. We can start again, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Well, the thing is, like, there's no way, like, someone can basically, like, it's not something anyone can take away from you. Like, let's say, like, you've got this aptitude for drawing amazing pictures, and, like, you take to it well, and whatever you draw has got, like, really good form, and, like, your stuff. Like, no one can be like, okay, I'm gonna take your knowledge and then tomorrow you're not gonna know that. But at the same time, like, it's not like you can basically sit in an exam room and be like, let me just write down the answers in my calculator and then put it there, and then I'm just gonna copy everything and write it out, and then that's I'm gonna put that in the gallery and then that's the answer. Like, I'm the best artist in the world. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, the practice you put in, it's like direct translation to what you're gonna get out. So the thing is, like, you can't fake that. Like, you can't. It's like, you gotta put in like hours and hours and hours, and pretty soon, like, people will start seeing that, and like, it's just something like people have to see, and you can't like fake it. Like, you can't, like I said, like, you can't write the answers down and then draw an amazing picture, because it doesn't work like that.
Like, you have that skill, it's yours.
Yeah, and obviously,
it's yours.
like,
it's like you own
practice.
that ability to do something. Yeah.
And
that's why I say, and sorry to take away from your point, like, that's why I say that, I don't know, like, as a matter of, like, I have so much faith in you and JC and your artisty type of guys. For those who don't know, like, I always felt like I was left out in that regard when it comes to art, because, like, you were good at creating artwork. JC was a wizard at music and producing music, and so were you also. For those who don't know, the theme song to the opening of this podcast is what used to be. Wait, let me rephrase this. The opening to the intro track to this podcast. That's from a hit record back in 2011 or so.
11.
Number 1 on the Billboard. Like, that used to trend on Google Music. That was a hit record. That we just snippeted out the beat out that you created.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
So what happened there was, you created a beat, JC could master it, and I'm sitting there like, I need to be a rapper, like, now. I need to contribute somehow. I need to get my words right. Like, I was good at math. I was good at my schoolwork, but it was about it. Like, I was like, yeah. Like, if you had to come and shit on me because of my lack of music school, I'd be like, I can.
But I mean, music is math.
Listen, I'm just gonna quickly plug in the laptop now. Charger.
Cool.
Because my thing is a bit running low here.
Juice. Gotta get that juice.
I don't know if it's. I just want to check.
Charger.
Not yet. I'm just gonna plug it on quickly. Okay. That should work.
Cool.
Just double check. I don't want to mess this up, man. Cool, there we go.
Cool, yeah.
So you guys were all creative in your own artistic ways, and I wasn't. But
no, dude,
at the same time, if we look back, hey, don't give me credit. Don't come with humble shit.
I'm going to give you credit because now I remember, like, this is a throwback to way back, but I remember this. Do you remember that camp we went on, the Dudno? It was like way back. Me, you, and Courtney.
With the church.
Yeah, it was like a Sunday school camp. You know what I'm talking about.
Listen. See, I was back in my wild days, bro. I was fraying the kinders from the church. Like, it was back in finger days, bro. Like, it was wild. Like, all I remember from there, literally all I remember, all the highlights, was kissing someone. That's what it was about. All Sunday school camps was about hooking up, bro. Like, straight up. How can you hook up?
Okay,
Get
but
confirmed.
now that is your
Anyway.
thing. Okay. But
Anyway.
yeah, so but basically like remember that concert, the talent show we did? That was all you. You were the guy writing out those lines there. I went to the shop to buy me a dog for the $5. It was you. You wrote that stuff on the spot there. And we presented it like an hour later, like freestyle. We all had our turn to go. And that was like the start of the Snoopy Junior. Yeah, I think that's what it was. we were in there.
I wanted to be a rapper back in the day. Stupid Junior.
We did it.
Yeah, we created a song, man.
Devious. But yeah.
Maybe, but that's what I mean. Like we had to be creative in other ways, and we figured it out somehow. But what I'm trying to get at is like in life, like not in life, but like now, in the climate that we live in the economy that we live in. Like for me, who went to go and get a degree and just went to go work and stuff, in terms of like monetary value for the effort that you put in, like I feel like, no offense to what you're doing, but like mine was more immediate results in terms of that. But I promise you, bro, like it's like I'm just sitting here waiting for you and JC to just boom, millionaires like tomorrow. It could happen. Like, and it's a matter of time. And I'm serious. Then I'm gonna be like, yo, these ones, they're about that life now. And
I got played.
I got no, like I've no doubt, like I have so little doubt. And I think that's what your fiance might see in you, is that potential to like just become super successful, not because it's something that you aspire to, because it's you doing something that you literally wake up, and that's something I'm envious of, if I'm honest, is that you can wake up, or even after this podcast, go to your work and do it. Whereas for me, I still feel like it's a job. It's like I'm doing this because I have to, like, and the stuff I want to do is like you're saying, when you were on varsity, you're doing it for marks. I'm doing what I'm doing now for marks. I'm not at that point where I have the freedom, and it takes a lot of courage to do something like that, where you go and do whatever you want, and then there's a reward at the end of the day. And I think for you, and I want to get JC on soon also, is that it's a matter of time. It's like TikTok soon. I mean, soon.
But I mean, it's a long and windy road.
It's crazy. But you've come a long way, like a hell of a long way.
Well, yeah, but like at the same time, like I said, there's always like that many more books to read and that much more to know. But at the same time, I've also heard that like the right time is now. Like I think a lot of artists they're waiting until they're like confident enough, or they're waiting for that big break. But like the big breaks are not gonna come to you. Like you gotta like go for it. So that's the thing.
But you have a skill. Like for example, you were saying like you were taking photos and stuff. You were just doing it. But when I look at the photos you take, everyone wants to be a photographer out here. And the quality of the stuff that you do is like, it's crazy. Like it's beyond. Like when you came, I think you took I came visit you, and you had the book of pictures.
Yeah.
You made a book instead of presenting it on a CD or something. And this was back then. And I don't know where you got the idea, if it was yours original, but that's the first time I saw it, and I was like, holy shit, the quality, like this is unique. Like you can do this. You understand?
Wow. Yeah.
Like you can literally like take pictures, put it in a book, and people can pull it out like they're reading a novel, and there's your wedding pictures. And that is a unique idea. And you can just, if you decided tomorrow I want to become a photographer, you go become a photographer, and you're good at it. You understand? It's crazy, dude. Like, people don't understand how skillful. It's fucking, like, it's nuts. Like, I have to do what I'm doing. Like, I don't go out. Like, I'll become a rapper. Like, but that's about it. You know,
civil's not for you. You know, like rap. But I'm saying, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, follow your heart and go for it. I think, like, like the key to happiness is like doing what you love doing. Like,
yeah. No, definitely, man. Look, what else did I want to touch on? You were explaining, like, if you, I don't want to have this technical discussion, but I'm curious to get it out there. It's like you, pardon, you explained to me, like, and it's something a conversation we didn't finish the previous discussion we had, but you explained to me, like if you had to, because you're doing a lot of private jobs on the side and people are coming up to you because they're aware of you now, they know, this guy knows his shit. And if you're doing stuff on the side, you're explaining, like, how do you're explaining, like, say, for example, a client came to you and he proposed a kiosk rendering, right? Mm-hmm. So this kiosk you see in the mall, you needed to render a visual that he might use for his company, and so that he can get a perspective on what it looks like, what the textures are going to be like, and present to either some of his clients. But how do you're explaining how say, for example, okay, let me use a unique example, because that's a real example, but here's an even better one. Mm-hmm. Say now we go video with a podcast, right? And I want you to create like a little jingle in the beginning, like a 2pp and effects, right? That's my version of effects, like right?
Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Boom. Right? Stupid Julia.
Visuals, yeah.
Like how will you but you know what I'm talking about, that little, there's normally like a
YouTube videos,
it's just
and
an environment,
yeah,
it's just an environment with like an intro scene, basically. Mm-hmm. Like how would you quote someone on that? Like, how much does it cost? Because when you explain that, what people don't understand is that it costs, when they see the price, they're like, holy shit, this is a lot for what you're doing. It's like 3 minutes. But there's a lot that goes into it. Like, how do you quote someone? Why is the price so high? Why are you so expensive, Dillon? Why do you cost so much? Why are you ripping the people off?
Give you some context. There was in 2017, right? We did a job for DSTV.
The Christmas thing.
Yeah, African festive with like animals running around and baobab tree, whatever.
Do you know how? Sorry to interrupt you quickly. Do you know how I knew that was yours? I saw it on your computer. I saw you creating the textures and stuff for the elephants and the meerkats and stuff.
Wow.
So when I saw it on TV, I was like, that's it? Still in shit, man. And then you told me afterwards, I was like, yeah, I know, I've seen it. I see it, because you showed me like the 3D. I came to visit you one day and you were busy with the elephant. It's like, what's this? Like, man, I'm just making an elephant. That's what you do on a Saturday. I'm just so making an elephant. Yeah.
Yo.
Anyway, so yeah, that's actually how I knew, because like I know you didn't tell me, but when I saw it, I was like, clicked. I was like, that's
NDAs, man. Yeah. But like that was, we worked with people in India. I think a studio of 50 animators. We had like 20 people in our studio, and there was some other like freelancers as well. That thing took us like 12 weeks. Like, let me think. That's like, and like that budget was nothing shy of like a couple millions. Just
Shit.
yeah, the amount
It's
of
an advert, bro. It's like
well,
what, a few seconds long?
yeah, like
It's not even a minute. It's a minute.
like put it this way, like how much money are you going to spend on one employee for 4 months? That's like times that by 50 or something. Like I'm not saying like that's how it works, but like to give perspective, that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
literally like what it took. Like we were 50 people working on that for 4 months, and that's like how long it took. Like that was towards the end. Like it was like crunch time. Like we had to sleep in the studio and stuff. So it wasn't like we were just like having that time to ourselves and
Yeah.
yeah, making jokes and stuff. And if you look at like I don't know like what the broadcast fees are like, but they like it's expensive, man. Like every time they show that
It's
thing,
quite expensive.
yeah, like and that was like not even a minute. I think that was a 60-seconder. We did some cut downs as well, which was like a 30 and a 20 or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So basically,
Is
you
that
pay.
what they do? So sorry, that 60-second thing, that's what you term it, right? For something
That's
that's a minute long.
yeah, like that's a minute long, like 60
And
seconds on
then
TV.
say a month later, they've been running the ad, they start to snippet it down. Is that what you talk about, the compressed version, the cut down version?
Yeah. So we basically take the full length thing that's got like the whole story and progression. That's a minute long. And then we just like cut it down like slightly, like into like a 40, 30, 20. Because obviously like with enough exposure, like people know it's that ad already. So you don't have to pay like those broadcast fees like it's like insane.
Oh,
So
okay.
paying for 20
Okay.
seconds is a lot cheaper than 60 seconds. But when it's new,
Yeah.
you gotta like tell your
You
story
have to.
and market your thing. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
towards the end it's like 20, like because everyone knows like, oh, that's
Yeah.
DSTV,
Then they
that's the
just normally
story.
they go straight to the punchline.
Yeah, like they're just like, this is DSTV African Fest or whatever. Boom. And you still get your point across, but you pay a lot less in terms of your broadcast fees.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the point is, what I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, 60 seconds, 4 months, 50 people, you do the math. It's not cheap. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It literally took us 4 months to do 60 seconds. And like, it's only 60 seconds, but like, we're basically building elephants. Like, we're sculpting the shapes. And that's only one step. Then you gotta like, surface it, like texture, what the wrinkles look like, and there's another guy who adds like virtual bones into the structure so that the animators can play with it and like make him move. And it's just like, yeah, there's every like step of the way that's actual like work to do. Like you gotta make the lighting look nice, and that basically the sound as well. A cool thing about that was Johnny Clegg was actually like living at the time still, and he did like
You
a
use this music,
special.
no?
Yeah, we used that track, and he did a special version for us where he was like, "No, like I'll adapt my music for your advert," and that was like really cool. Where like no one does that. Like you basically have to like struggle and squeeze the music in. So
with the music, I came to a conservative labor cost of almost 4 million.
That's about right. I'm not too sure about the figures because obviously I was just like employee doing my thing.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it sounds more realistic now that you explain it.
Exactly. Like that's generally what it entails and why it's so expensive. yeah. So I think like the really high end ones you can expect seven more for a proper decent commercial. That is a commercial, guys. So
yeah,
obviously if you look at features, and the reason why TV series they don't look like features, like you look at the budgets, it's just like it's crazy. But that's literally like what it takes. Like again, like I'm saying, like you can't cheat that stuff. Like it's honest. Like you have to make the stuff. It's like
yeah. I don't. So you might not maybe know the other side of it, but do you know how they make their money back? Like, say if I was to create an advert for, I don't know, whatever the podcast, and I put it on TV and I spent 4 million on an ad. How do I get that?
Yeah.
Do you know how the clients normally get their money back, or is it just the return on investment from having the ad out there and getting new clients?
Of course, you're gonna like sell a crap ton of your stuff if it goes on TV. I mean, like, yeah, like a lot of times, like those are like big companies you see on TV, and to them, like that budget is like marginal in terms of what the revenue from that will be.
I
mean, like, but at the same time, there are different ways for doing stuff. So I'm not saying like every single 60-seconder you see on TV is like it takes that much. Like sometimes you see like quick like clicks catalog stuff on TV, and that's like Photoshop some slides together, and I mean, like that's not like
expensive
high-end animation to do and stuff like that.
So basically, you're saying DSTV was flexing. They were like, let me just throw out some animation. Just for the festive, let me throw out some antelopes and deer and elephants. Because we can. I mean, fuck it.
Big or cow.
It's 800 rand a month. And by the way, your fees are going up next year. This is what you get. This is like a tax return for what you're paying on DSTV accounts.
This is our satellites. We can do what we want. No, jokes. I don't know how it works. So I'm not like put a disclaimer here. Like I'm not a authorized. I'm not saying this thing
representative.
Truth. Yeah, these are not like actual figures. So I must
what do we know? I just estimated that off the top of the head, just like
boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty bad with figures, actually. I'm an artist, so yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, man. Don't worry. you out, you making money, man. In a lockdown period, do your thing. Oh yeah. Listen.
Yeah, man.
I think that's all I wanted from my side. I don't have anything more to add. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast. I sincerely appreciate it, and I hope you come down to the West Coast soon. Come visit. My rooms are all set up and everything.
Yeah,
just come visit again. If you have time, when you have time, you're welcome. When I'm in Cape Town, the next time I go down, I'll definitely pop in by you.
Sure. Yeah, that'll be amazing. I mean, like, I think that weekend, just a week before lockdown, remember, like, I was, like, planning, like, I was, like, I'm going to come to you and stuff. It was, like, just so unfortunate that, like, we were, like, boom, in lockdown.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get to come up and, spend some time, so. But, things are looking positive now, so hopefully, soon.
We'll arrange it, man.
It'll be good.
Just chill again.
But thanks again for having me here on this platform.
But it was opportunistic. It was opportunistic.
But I like the way you just reeled me in, though. You were like, just explain something to me quickly. Let's do a call. And then you're like, hey, let's do this thing.
Salesperson, you know?
Gotta sell it.
But
But no, this was lekker, man. This
is
was
it
cool.
is oh yeah, it was, bruh. Is there anything like you want to say that maybe that you're working on currently? If people want to like check out some of the work that you do, where they can check it out?
Oh sure. Yeah. So I just finished. It was the medical thing I spoke about. That was I can give you a link. Can you like post links on your description or something?
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll add some links there. I'm on ArtStation, so some of my work's on there. So it's just Dillon Sinden .artstation. Don't even know anymore. Yeah, .artstation.com.
Or you just go to ArtStation and you search it.
Yeah, just type my name in. DILLONSINDEN. That will bring you to like my work over the years. There's a lot of old things on there, but hopefully I'll update it soon. And then I don't want to show any of my other stuff because that was like years back, and it's just like all over the show. So yeah.
Come on.
It's really weird though because the thing is, like, I don't know if you know this, but I was doing music and stuff before JC was doing music. And JC was drawing and painting before I was painting.
Oh, shit.
And then, like, JC was like, that's cool, like, show me more. And I was like, okay, that's cool, show me more. And then, like, we both just, like, flipped and we started, like, eating from that.
Artist guy, and he's a music person now.
Exactly, yeah. So that was quite weird. Like, I taught him, like, FL Studio, and he was doing art at school when I was like, I want to do that. And yeah. It's really...
Just don't ever ask me how to do a podcast.
How do you do a podcast, Gareth?
So you're going to teach me how to animate a bit, eh?
Yeah, but nah, this was cool, man. Short.
It was good, bruh. Enjoy. Keep well.
Yeah.
It's kind of late now.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cool.
Don't forget to send me the audio stuff, no? Safe.
Will do. Yeah. Safe.
Okay.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye.